Hello there, everybody. My name is Michael Gray, and this is another edition of Arglefumph Talk, the series where I talk about various things which the viewers have suggested. I have 4 topics today rather than the usual 3. Topic number 1, replaying games. Do I replay games? Yes, sometimes, usually not. What I'm doing right now is I'm only playing games okay, let me back up here. I've got my iPad, right? I've got my iPad sort of right over here. I have some games for my iPad. You can't see the iPad screen, can you? Never mind. Thing is, I try not to play too many games at once, right? Because if you play too many games at once, eventually you'll get stuck, and some of the games will be ignored, or you'll make no progress whatsoever. But for the past 3 weeks or so, I've been stuck on 3 games. I've Solitaire, Jewel Quest, and Cradle of Rome 2. And those last 2 ones are basically match 3 games. They're like Bejeweled. They're basically the exact same game, except slightly different. And I've been playing those 3 games for like 3 weeks and gotten stuck because it's like I can't play anything else, and these games are very similar and repetitive. Like, one game of Solitaire is not too different from another. But I've been trying to get the achievement, which is win 500 games of Solitaire, or was it 100? I think it's 100, yeah. Win 100 games of Draw 1 Solitaire, and win 50 games of Draw 3 Solitaire. So I basically was stuck playing these games over and over and over again for several weeks. And the way to get myself out of this rut was basically I made a list of games I have, and I said, okay, I'm going to play these games so I can do walkthroughs for them. And maybe not video walkthroughs, I also write text walkthroughs, so that's what I've been doing recently with my gaming. It's like I've been playing these games just so I can write a walkthrough for them, which sometimes involves playing through the game once. Maybe it's a game I've played in the past, but that's me replaying the game. I have played these games before, and now I'm replaying them so I can make a walkthrough for them, so I just type out the walkthrough while I'm actually playing the game. And yes, I did that because otherwise I'd still be stuck playing Solitaire for the rest of my life, which is not that bad. Solitaire is a great game. So the question was, do I ever replay games? Recently, I'm just replaying games I played earlier, and instead of replaying them for fun, I'm replaying them so I can write a walkthrough. Sort of a long-winded answer. Question number 2, maybe I could talk about Total Drama Island. Total Drama Island. Total Drama Island is a Canadian TV series, which I like. I thought it was great. It's actually, like 4 series. I guess you would call it the Total Drama series. Season 1 was Total Drama Island, and that was fantastic. There were some problems with it, as they're sort of getting used to, this series, I would say. There's some episodes I don't really like, but overall it's a great series. The second series was just too long. Second series, Total Drama Action, it was 26 episodes. I think it would have been a really great 15-episode series. But with 26 episodes, it was just too long, and they stretched everything out to the point that it was boring and kind of hard to watch. But other than that, I thought it was a great series. I kind of liked the jokes and the random things which everybody else hated. For example, Beth, she's one of the characters. She's kind of a hard character to like, but I really liked her. It's sort of hard to get used to her humor. And the other character, Justin, same sort of thing, because his humor is sort of like the same joke over and over and over again. The joke is that he's very good looking, and that's the only joke he has. So it's sort of hard to adapt to their style of humor, I guess, but I still appreciated it and liked it, even though that season had a bunch of the more minor characters who had a sort of strange, quirky sense of humor, which was not very well received. Season 3, fantastic, probably the best season ever, if Season 1 doesn't take the award for best season ever. Loved Season 3, that's Total Drama World Tour. That was the season where they had a song in every single episode. It was sort of crazy. I liked it, but, there are some songs which I really didn't like. And again, some episodes I really didn't like. So, I think that series could have survived as, say, maybe a 26, getting tongue-tied here. It's 26 episodes. I wouldn't have mind seeing it, say, just 20 episodes. You know, that's just me. It would have been fine if it was a bit shorter. Maybe there was a little bit of stretching things out towards the end. Nicknames. Do I have any nicknames such as Mike, Mikey, Kyle? How do you get Kyle out of Mike? I guess they have the K. Nicknames. I respond to Mike. People don't really use that, but if you're just going down the street and you just shout, "Hey, Mike!" I will turn around and look. Also, Magoo. I will turn around and look if you shout Magoo. That's something my family calls me. I don't know why. It's a nickname that got started when I was in 3rd grade or something, and everybody in my family just calls me Magoo. That's their nickname for me. It doesn't refer to anything except maybe those old Mr. Magoo cartoons, which are cartoons about a guy who can't really see anything, and because he can't see very well, he gets into all sorts of hilarious situations. He's supposed to be taking a puppy home from the walk in the park, but he mistakes the puppy for a giant bear, so he takes a bear home instead of a puppy, and it's hilarious. That's sort of what Mr. Magoo was like. All sorts of crazy mix-ups. I think that's the only set of nicknames I respond to. I used to be called Mikey when I was a little boy, but I don't respond to Mikey anymore. So if I'm walking down the street and you shout, "Hey, Mikey!" I'm not going to turn around and look. But if you shout, "Hey, Mike," or "Hey, Magoo," or "Hey, Michael," or "Hey, Nancy Drew guy," I'm like, whoa, Nancy? What? Where? I will turn around for that. Nobody has called me out on being the Nancy Drew guy in public. I don't think so. I think it's only happened twice, and it totally threw me for a loop. I was bowling at the time, believe it or not, and somebody just shouts something about Nancy Drew. Instant gutter ball, completely threw me for a loop. I'm like, what? So, if I'm ever in a sporting competition and you're trying to get me to lose, you could try that. That's not very nice, but you could. And Number four. Have you ever jumped out a window? Have I ever jumped out a window? No, that's kind of craziness. Okay, so that's it for Arglefumph Talk, the series where I talk about various things that you guys want me to talk about. If there's anything you want to hear me talk about, anything at all, just leave comments in the section below this video, and I will maybe answer them in my next video. Maybe I'll just respond to the comments online, who knows? So, yeah, just leave topics, and until next time, this has been Michael Gray with Arglefumph Talk.